Today, 50 plays of Malik Nabers. Going into it again with basically no predetermined like idea of what he is. You just watch, make your own opinions, and here we are. At the end of the review, we will talk about the list of strengths and weaknesses for Neighbors. First play here, we have Neighbors not attack ball. Okay, so he's to the bottom of the screen right here. I believe he just runs a fade. I'm assuming the ball is thrown up and he kind of drifts away from it instead of attacking it. One of his things, he's not the best at attacking the ball in the air, but typically he creates so much separation it doesn't even really matter at times. But there are instances of him doing it and there's instances of not. So it's a little bit inconsistent. It's not something he cannot do, but so watch towards the bottom. Foot fire release, not a good throw by the quarterback, or right off the jump. Again, eating up that space with a foot fire, threatening inside or outside release. Again, the more attached you are to the ground, the more square you are, the more you threaten both ways here. Now quarterback, obviously in this scenario, okay, you have a lot of room to the outsider here. Put the ball outside, don't put it up. He puts it up and inside, and Neighbors has to try to reach around his defender and catch the ball. Now, do you want to see him maybe attack the ball, use a throw by and attack it in the air? Again, it's something that is a tick. It's something that it's a notch, not a tick. It's a notch into the belt of, okay, well, does he not consistently attack the ball? I understand that some situations are not easy. This one is not an easy play. Obviously, it's more on the quarterback for putting it inside. Ideally, he attacks it a little bit better than he does. I don't know if he gets hands on it, but again, it's a notch. So does it consistently happen? Again, good release. We'll take the release. Again, plenty of room to the sideline. Throw it here. The one thing I could say is just based off watching Jaden Daniels, I'm not like super high on him. I could say like as a top 5 pick, I wouldn't be thrilled. If he goes to the Pats, fine. Like go to the Pats and it is what it is. I'm not terrified. I think his mental processing was all that great. Rushing some reads, not throwing to guys who were open. Was not overly high on Jaden Daniels. Top of the screen, Neighbors. Let's watch. Chop and then throw by. Okay. Tough spot. Asking anybody to win. Now, again, how definitive is our system in terms of, okay, you have to win inside or outside on this curl. I don't like having to run curls versus, versus an inside leverage guy because it's a really tough spot to be in. But now in terms of Neighbors, he obviously wins, hops up off the line, just eating up some ground, releases to the outside. We can see that the corner gets his offhand on. Neighbors comes around to chop that down. Obviously, the corner pulls it already, continues vertical. Stop step, slams down to his stop step. Left hand comes onto the shoulder pad, pushes him by, sits it down, reception, and then drives his feet for another couple of extra yards, which he's great at yak. But tough spot, asking a receiver to win top of the numbers outside release on a curl. Again, is that by design that he has to win to the outside? If it's not, then okay, we're gonna ask questions about do we know how to properly leverage routes, things like that. But still, good play by Neighbors there. Neighbors win on curl, foot fire acceleration. And by the way, this is the prospect that obviously you guys know I'm high on. Like if you've been following the streams and all that stuff, not begging. My preferred method is to trade up for him or Harrison Jr. If he costs a little bit less than Harrison Jr., I get it. But this is one of my guys. So top of the screen, for Neighbors, win on curl, foot fire acceleration. Okay, foot fire off the line. Yep. Again, and sometimes so he wins here, and obviously it's a situation where the ball, he's not targeted here, but overall, it's still a good route. One, we like the foot fire, again, threatening the DB, getting onto his toes. As he threatens the DB gets on his toes, the DB doesn't feel enough confidence to get his hands on or get a shuffle in. Opens his hips immediately. Now Neighbors is a guy who's so fast. He has such good acceleration that, opening up, yes, as a corner, they do want to choke the route off to the sideline. But the problem with that is if you are not confident in your ability to match his acceleration, if you try to take a harder angle to cut him off, then guess what? If he beats you deep, you're kind of screwed there. So he's gonna be a little more conservative, play it over the top. Neighbors sits it down. Stop, pivot. Yeah, so we see there's little things in the route running here. Arms are down. Doesn't commit to the second stop step. You can see he's leaning out a little bit. Pivot, break. So that little slide right there, he could probably have prevented that if he committed fully to his second stop step right there instead of leaning out of it and looking back already. Little ticky-tacky things, but that makes a difference in the NFL level. Still a good route. We'll take it. He wins. Um, Neighbors, easy acceleration. Okay, yeah, he's pretty ridiculous in terms of his like short area quickness, acceleration. Top end speed's very, very good. I wouldn't call it elite, but it's very, very good. You definitely take the top off the defense. I believe this is like a jet sweep or a pop pass, something like that. Yeah, pop pass. Nothing more to it, right? I'm not showing you anything crazy here. There's nothing to break down. All we could say is he gets the ball. He's obviously noticing guys hitting side on him a little bit, presses towards him just a tad, and then realizes, okay, I can accelerate around these guys. And you can just see how ridiculously fast he is. He's definitely quick. Like his ability to just twitch there and get to full speed and turn the corner is what gets him the touchdown. I'm sorry. Um, Neighbors win vert, hop step, dip. I'm assuming dip past contact. So we have him slot right here, slot to the top. Yeah, man. Now ball is overthrown, right? But we don't care. He won. You know, good quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. You're hoping hits this, but immediately accelerates to get onto the DB's toes. Plant right. Which maybe that left foot hit. Yeah, maybe the left foot did hit, so it's not a true hop step because if it was 1-1 on the right, it's a hop step. But he's just shortening his stride here. Shortening his stride, he's trying to get on the toes, but he doesn't also want to get caught by the hands. So he gets on to into that contact window, about a yard away, yard and a half away. He knows that at this point, DB's feet are a little bit flat. He's probably going to shoot. He shoots. You could see very purposefully he dips his shoulder past him, like we talk about a lot. Obviously limit that contact window. You limit your contact window, he's not going to be able to slow you down. Dip and rip past that, get vertical. Wide open. Jaden Daniels does not put it on him. But hell of a route. Again, short striding, getting on his toes, dipping past. Again, easy acceleration. You could see it. He's an athlete. Neighbors yak. Okay. Very top. Okay. Crosser. Nothing to it. Crosser is wide open against zone coverage. Or actually, oh yeah, that might have been. It could have been a mixture. That could have been a split coverage. We really don't care. The part we care about here is the yak. So catch the ball. Okay, knows he has a DB on him. DB's going to go going over the top and towards where he was going. So he pulls it underneath. Jump step a guy. Good yak. Okay, trying to get vertical. As he's doing that, sees the DB. Light in the near leg, aka hurdle in this situation. Push it vertical. Good play. Neighbors yak effort, stiff arm. Okay, again, pretty good yak player. Him and Bowers are different in terms of yak, but he can get yak too. That's for sure. I'm not saying at Bowers level, but he's definitely pretty great at it. So we have him bottom slot right here. Again, running a corner against zone coverage. He doesn't get picked up. Catches the ball easy. What we like is the stiff arm. Right. Guy's 6 foot, 200 pounds, but he offers good yak ability. Turns upfield. As he turns upfield, guy in his face, stiff arm him, throw him to the turf, and that picks up an extra, let's say 4 yards, 3-4 yards because of it. Again, piece of the puzzle. Good job. Neighbors fade, play on speed. Okay, let me expand this. Turn my brightness up a little bit too. Okay. Slot right here. Play on speed. This is just about like route pacing and things like that. You see how he's closing ground. He's closing ground, but he's not running full speed, running 80, 85% of the speed. That kind of lulls the DB into a false sense of comfort here. Gets a little, not flat-footed, but he's staying square. He's not opening up maybe as early as he should. He opens up at about what, 3 yards? Yeah, about 3.5 yards. Not the best idea versus Neighbors. So again, the really good play on speed just to get on his toes, and then that acceleration to 100 is what wins him that route vertically. Catches the ball, touchdown. Right? Hell of a job route pacing. Really, really good secondary release. from Neighbors. Bang, tutty. Pretty good. Trade up, Jets. Come on, do it. It'd be so exciting. Slot right here, bottom slot. Okay, this one, similar type of thing here. He's showing a little bit more off the line of scrimmage here. And the DB just does not play it very well. He has a slight stem to the inside. You can see as he slightly stems to the inside, or the DB's hips already open to the inside anyway. But his slight stem to the inside, very, very slight, gets the DB to like fully commit to the inside, or nearly fully commit to the inside. And at this point, you got 4 yards on Neighbors, but you have to speed turn to get back on it. If you're not a great athlete here, good luck. Good luck. Now, great athletes, NFL athletes, Michael Carter II, Sauce Reed, maybe they could. Oh, yeah. So that's his mistake, actually. The DB didn't speed turn there. DB tried to flip his hips. That's going to slow down even more. You want to speed turn, get over top of that. He doesn't, makes a mistake, and he just wins pure speed. Slows down. He had, look how much time he had at the end of the year. He's gearing down now. Easy money. Neighbor stair step crosser. Okay. Right here, top, reduce split. Yeah, man. Again, he doesn't get targeted here, but initially, I don't know what the stretch release. Stretch release just wants to get inside. He gets inside of the DB, races to the inside. Now the DB is thinking, okay, it's definitely a crossing route. Now he pushes vertical here. So we have 1 stair step, 2 stair steps, 3 stair steps. What is that doing? Initially, the DB thinks again he's going on the crosser. Oh shit! Now he's going vertical, so the DB is forced to flip and try to get him vertical. Going to be a little bit not off balance, but obviously trying to chug full speed. It's gonna be harder to react to the inside. Stair steps. Looks like he's peeking to the outside too. We have stair steps with a peak, breaks inside, hooks that guy wide open for what would be a touchdown. Yeah. Unless hold on. I might have there is a minimum chance that this is a number 2 here and not 8. Regardless, it's a good route. He looks a little bit bigger. Yeah, that might be 2. Nonetheless, let's just say that's Neighbors. We have plenty more plays. I was like looking, I'm like, I don't know if that looks like Neighbors. I might have falsely recorded that by accident. Not falsely. Bottom of your screen here. I know he wears that armband typically on the left arm. Stop and go. 85%. So the thing, he just has stutter go here, gets on the DB's toes, 80%. You could see his shoulders raise a little bit before. He's telling the DB right now that I'm going to break. Stop. DB's thinking, okay, it's an out, it's an in, whatever it may be. He starts to gear down, look back at the quarterback, take off. Good throw here. It's a touchdown. Again, you have him with plenty of room here on the DB, and he's putting a little bit behind him. Again, I'm not overly high on JD Daniels after watching Neighbors, but really, really good job here. Again, 85% selling that break. Commitment to those steps too. If you don't commit to it, if you're not really slamming down, DBs in the NFL aren't going to buy it. That looks like a break to me. DB buys it, cooked, absolutely cooked him. Neighbors deep track, hand fight. And, I put half fight. He's top of the screen. Again, another stutter go. This time it does not work. He gets on the DB's toes, or he gets into that contact region. Stop. He actually sells it pretty well. DB does not bite here. DB does not bite. And actually, he probably starts to, but then he realizes that he's so far over the top that he has some room, some wiggle room. Then a good job expanding. He expands. Now it's a little bit hard to tell the hand fighting, but it does look like that right hand right there might swipe, punch through, whatever exactly it is, and just track that ball. Oh, maybe I can see a better version here. Okay, yeah. Let me I gotta minimize myself so I could see. Okay, so here's the hand fighting. Wipe, keep himself clean. Wipe, keep yourself clean. Track that ball right into the breadbasket. Late hands, right into the breadbasket. Good job. Again, there's gonna be routes in the NFL you don't necessarily win, like burning a guy, but how are you going to, adjust to the catch point? Good job tracking it. Good job hand fighting. Wiping your hands. All good. Near touchdown. Um, Neighbors stem play on speed. Break can't adjust. Okay. Um, Bottom outside slot. Okay, so we want to see him adjust that ball, obviously, but now we have a situation where again he's like not I'm not saying he did this first, whatever school this is, but we have a similar situation where coming off the ball, right, slowed pace, explode to the outside, selling it more, selling vertical. Oh shit, I've seen him do this before. 85% to 100. Now I got to get vertical. Now we have stop, 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 pivot, break. Yeah, so more commitment to the breaks for sure. That step's good, but we could see how he's already turning that left foot inwards like that. That's a stop step. That's not a pivot step. So stop, stop, third stop, then pivot. So there's a little bit of lag time at the end, or at least, considering how good he is out of breaks and stuff like that, he gets out of it still pretty quickly. But even with more commitment to some stop steps, he gets out of it better. Now you do want to see him adjust to the low ball better. Obviously Jaden Daniels doesn't put it in a great spot, but that's a catchable ball. It goes between his arms. We want to see him adjust to that better. Okay. Neighbors push off mid route. Again, another sail concept here. He's running, circus route. If you want to call it like a stem corner, again, I don't really care so much, but he's running it verse zone. Obviously takes it in, inside of one, wants to avoid the contact. Now realizing, okay, 17 is most likely picking me up. Starts to round his route out to the outside as he's going to break and get into that contact window, or as he's in his breaking into that contact window, push off right there. We see the left hand onto the shoulder, just pops him enough to create that separation. It's very slight, good adjustment to the ball.